Hello, this is Totternhoe Castle, my local little, well, they say it's Norman, 12th century, but actually there was an old wooden one here, much older than that. I brought the dog up here for a bit of a longer walk today, and while I'm here, it's a really good place to show you what's going on in the area with the landscape. It's a brilliant place. Now if you look, we're actually standing up on top of the mount of the Motte and Bailey Castle. That's not particularly clear, is it? But we've got one of these Ordnance Survey triangulation points up here. The next closest one is over there on top of Ivinghoe Beacon. Come back to that in a sec. This is standing up on top of the Motte and Bailey arrangement. And what you can see, sorry Twinkle, tripping over the dog. What you can see down there, this is the inner defensive ditch. Then you've got what I always like to think of as a battleground, and the outer defensive ditch. We're on a little peak that sits in the middle of some flat land, right at the bottom of the Chiltern Hills. What you can see over there in the background is Dunstable Downs. That's the northern edge of the Chiltern Hills. And this is where the old Icknield Way meets the Ridgeway, the two oldest roads in Britain. The Ridgeway actually starts there on Ivinghoe Beacon. This isn't the only significant earthwork around here. Where am I pointing? Just about there, up on top of the downs, there's a load of Neolithic burial mounds. There's burial mounds galore around here, actually. Over towards the beacon as well, there are more forts and settlements and castles that people have found over the years. And what I like to think of, there is a theory, I don't think anybody's ever proved it, but there is a theory I really like, which says that high ridge of land, which from the beacon goes all the way down to Avebury, it passes Aylesbury, it ends up in Avebury, and in that direction, where the Icknield Way goes off towards the Barton Hills and off towards the east coast. If you consider the convergence of those two roads in ancient times, and also bear in mind that a lot of people think that we went through a significant period of post-glacial flooding. At the end of the last ice age, when all of the glacial ice melted, there was so much of it that for approximately 2,000 years, all of this low land that you can see out in front of you would have been a huge inland sea. Now, what with all the upheaval and the flooding and all the rest of it, people were running to high ground. Now, if you consider that this is the convergence of two ancient roads, it would have, at the time, been a post-glacial inland shoreline, and people would have been getting across the country by boat. This was for 2,000 years this was going on. People would have set up a society where they were going over in that direction towards Cambridge, and going over in that direction out towards Oxfordshire. This huge inland sea, navigable with their wooden boats. Places like this, now this would have actually formed a big inland bay, an absolutely ideal candidate for a social hub, a trading hub. The castle mount that I'm standing on here would have been a little, I don't know what you call it, a little finger sticking out into the bay. And actually Totternhoe, I think, I'm here on Totternhoe, over there you've got Sharpenhoe. I think that hoe suffix actually denotes a finger of land pointing out into water. So I like the sound of that theory. It makes a lot of sense to me as to why there is so much Neolithic and then, subsequently also Bronze Age and Roman and all the rest of it. Such a rich area in history. That landscape and the post-glacial flooding theory really makes sense to me. Yeah, I love it here. Up there on top of the downs, that's where all the fog was yesterday when I was driving. Anyway, people coming. Hope you enjoyed that. See you later.